What's up, y'all? It's your man Rico. I know it's been a minute, y'all. Come on in here. Damn. I get busy doing other stuff and trying to, work and stuff and create things and keep building. But when I find time, when I feel like talking, then I come talk to y'all. Because a lot of times I'll be feeling like talking. I know there are YouTubers who do this every day, all day, hell, even night. I guess I'm gonna have to get better at that, but I appreciate those of you who are still there. And I just wanted to just hop in and say what's up and just go over a few things. A lot of stuff have happened. A lot of things have occurred. A lot of things have been said since um, I have not been on YouTube. I've been saying a few things on my Facebook page. It's called Too Damn Opinionated. Spell it just like it is. Too DAMN Opinionated. You know, go in there and check me out if you want to go there. But yeah, what's up, man? Love him or hate him, whatever. Trump's been on a roll, and you know, you can have a choice of how you want to deal with it, but he's been on a roll, especially after that State of the Union address. Now, I didn't sit through the whole 2 hours. Hell, I had other things to do, but I sat for the first hour, then I moved on. But it was but it was very telling. Well, let me say this: that dude is funny. And I think what people don't understand what his attraction is, he's funny. He says some of the wildest things. And he says it unapologetically. I think those of you who are wondering what is his lure, the man, hey, he's a man, baby. Y'all can come up with all that other stuff. I'm aware of all of that nonsense, but I'm just constantly tickled, but also I'm not blind to what's actually going on. And so uh, after that State of the Union, his address, 2 hours, 79-year-old guy. He was very clear and very crisp in what he was saying. He just went down the records of what he believed were his wins. And y'all have to admit, he's had some wins. But when you're afflicted with that Trump derangement syndrome, uh, you don't care what he says. You don't care. But yeah, I pay attention to both sides, all the sides. Even when I'm not on YouTube, I'm still paying attention, looking at everybody's blogs, and I just look at everything. And I want him to continue to have a successful run as president. Yeah, if he makes it through the whole years, he deserves it. But if he just happens to not be able to make it after 3 years of these next 2 years, or make it the first 2 years, well, you have J.D. Vance. So those of you who are hoping that the Democrats will win in the midterm elections, so they can begin the process of impeaching him. Well, if they impeach him, you're gonna get J.D. Vance. Y'all really don't want that smoke. So just chill. Chill, auntie, chill. Just chill. If you have your concerns, your disagreements, continue to log them in. Because there's something about him, his policies, everything can be criticized, and it's okay. But I don't understand is why the Trump derangement syndrome is so terrible. Because we've all had presidents that we didn't particularly care for. What's up, Adrian? What's up, Daphne? We've all had I'm fine. Thank you for asking. It's been a minute. I tried to get on this page to talk to my audience, but I tend to stay away too long sometimes. And I think last time I spoke was about 2 weeks ago, but I will try to do better. But anyway, I had to put the title on here. Is on a roll. Let him cook. Let him cook. Man, he's killing it. And is he making some missteps? Yeah. Some people don't agree with the recent Iran attacks. Well, but you pretend that you remember history. Everybody has always gone after Iran. So I wasn't really shocked. And this time, check it out based on what social media has been presenting to us. Because one thing I told you, I really appreciate social media. Social media gives voice to the voiceless. It brings information to us that legacy media will not. And there are a lot of people that are in Iran who are really appreciative of what the president has done or is doing with ending that particular regime, Islamic regime in Iran. They're cheering, cell phones everywhere. So in the past, we've only been privy to what the New York Post would say, the newspapers, and what ABC, CBS, NBC, all liberal ran slanted legacy news systems. But now we have social media. There are people with boots on the ground who are sending us, and even the people there are sending us video. People actually cheering on. They're coming on TikTok. They're coming on Facebook saying, thank you. So you can't get that one-sided view of everything anymore thanks to social media. Again, social media can be a blessing and a curse, and I appreciate it, especially as a foundational Black American man. For years, things have been said about us through print, through legacy media, but when social media came about, we were able to finally get our voices out there and combat or counteract these grossly mistaken and misconstrued comments and labels about Black men. To put it simply, we've been on y'all ass. Say what you want to say, but we go right on at that very moment, log on and debunk the bullshit that you try to say about us. That's why I like. With that, hello, Madeline, how are you? For those of you who are in here, please like the live. That's all I ask. Just press that button. I'd really appreciate it. Other people need to hear this. And people were doing the strangest things. Again, Trump being the president has exposed a whole lot we ordinarily wouldn't get. And I would go so far as to say Trump needs to be the president. It's specifically for Black Americans. Because we allow ourselves to be snowballed by whatever a Democratic leader tells us. We just leave it. And then we still hell bent on Republicans evil, Democrats good, which I don't believe either one of them. I don't believe either one of them are even better or even worse than the other. They're goddamn politicians, all of them. But what Black Americans have failed to do is understand how politics is played. Now, other groups know about politics because they're all benefiting. Even with this current president, other groups are benefiting from him being in office. Even when they talk about the Republican governors, yeah, that can be some awful, they can be some assholes. But if you don't understand politics, it doesn't matter who the governor is. It doesn't matter who the mayor is. It doesn't matter who the president, the congressman. If you don't understand politics and how you can get politics and more importantly, capitalism to work for you, you're just a lame duck. And the Black community has been a lame duck so much so that we become the bottom of all the so-called minority groups. Groups have come out of other countries and have benefited from this government, benefited more than we have. And I'm with you. Damn right. They give them stuff to be over us. This government, be it the state or the federal government, make ways in which they can give them. It's been proven, it's been said. There's an Asian lady who's on TikTok right now. She telling, it's some Lakeisha. What's that, Lucretia? How are you? Shout out to Gram Fam. Grambling all day, every day. Hear me. But yeah, they give them help. And we still have not understood how to play politics to our favor. We've gotten so far as to allow politics to separate Black men from Black women. Black women have been convinced that they're a separate entity from the rest of our race. How do I know this? Well, you remember Ice Cube had this contract with America, and he went on Queens and Cocktails in Queens with Lisa Ray and Selena Johnson, and that awful Vivica Fox. And they were saying, who else on that? The biracial chick who can't find a man is upset about it. What's her name? Little tramp. Y'all know who it is on Queens, Cocktails in Queens. Now he's saying this is a plan that we're trying to get to either party to discuss about Black people. Those helpers said, what is it in there for Black women? And he said, damn, aren't Black women Black people? There's like, well, yeah, but we have special needs. What kind of special needs do y'all have? Y'all sound LGBT, white LGBT. They're white, already got all human rights, but they were actually able to get another set of rights based on who they have sex with in the bedroom. You can't. God damn. Ooh. And I still have not been told what the fuck are gay rights, especially for white men and white women. They already have every tip-top notch constitutional right guaranteed to a human being. And these mother lovers were able to get another set of privileges, which brings on another set of federal and state funding to white people. I'm gay, so I want some funding based on who receives my penis or whose penis I receive or whose carpet I munch. You can't knock the hustle. And black people, we can't even... See, this is the black YouTube channel. I'm talking to black people. Everyone else, y'all more than welcome to join in. That's why I said a few minutes ago, Trump needs to be the president. I may have to do a separate video to explain that more. He needs to be the president for the sake of black people. Because we've been under the violin and the hypnosis of that damn Democratic Party. They'll give you a little Negro or person of color and call them black to soothe you. For those of you who are begging, we need a black man for president. We need a black woman. They don't even give you nobody black. They give you a one out of Africa raised in Hawaii. Then they gave this mulatto from India. They will not give you a real black person for president. A Don Cheadle black, a Whoopi Goldberg black. Won't give you a real black person. They always have to be Cory Bookered or Wes Moore. They don't ever give us real black people. I'm just saying, when we call ourselves making a demand for a black man or a black woman to be president or in the cabinets, the Democratic Party never ever gives us a real black person. Ever. Because they can't stand niggas. I said it. I don't even use that word, but I want y'all to understand. So a lot has been happening, and under this Trump administration, you know, some cool stuff has been happening. You don't have to accept it because you don't like his personality. We ask, what policies are you upset with him? Now, I don't like the way he say this. I don't like the way he talk. Well, you're a child. You are a child. You don't know anything about business. And I wish I can get a group of black men who are level-headed, who are masculine and thinking, to join me and say, hey, about 10 of us, 20 max, we all get together, put our plan together, and get on buses, planes, and cars and go to D.C. and meet with the president and say, look, man, this is what we want from these tax dollars. The ones that if anything is left over from y'all giving all the damn money to Israel, if any of our tax dollars are left over, Mr. President, give it about 100 million, 200 million for these programs. Want to sell because we need this money, the same money I'll give to every other immigrant group to build the infrastructure in their community, to keep the infrastructure going. We need about 200 million in over 3 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, and keep it going even after you're not the president. Sign it in. Some type of executive orders will make sure the money continues. See, that's how we should be thinking business. But unfortunately, too many black men have followed the politics and the emotions of the women. That's why we can't get anything done. Those of you who are in here, please press that like button. I'd appreciate it. And as I said about this president, let him cook. He's killing it. This speech was awesome. And if y'all don't know anything about those damn Democrats by now, they don't give two shits about Americans, let alone black Americans. I'll say foundational black Americans because black people vote in every damn election, be it state, local, or federal. They always vote Democrat like they're robots. Over 95%, 95 to 97%, they always do that. And what returns have we gotten? Anti-Asian hate crime bill, more anti-hate protections for LGBT, immigrant protection, illegal immigrant advocacy. We get all of this for other people. Isn't it amazing? And y'all still talking. Come on, we need to get the Democrats in there. Why? We don't benefit from them. Black boys and straight black men certainly don't benefit from no goddamn Democrats. Rico, well, what you think the Republicans gonna do? Well, we're not supposed to think anything they're gonna do, right? Because we don't vote for them, remember? Who's that said he would throw your ass in jail? Everybody throws us in jail, fool. So why you think it's just a Trump thing? Obama, let me tell you something, smartass. Who is this? Christopher Chavez. First of all, I'm not even going to go there because you know what I'm about to say about you. You need to go check your wallet, see if your papers in there are correct and current. Having said that, when cops were killing black men arbitrarily, unarmed, Barack Obama signed that protections for police. So what you talking about? Y'all just be who's that? Chris said, "Don't say it." I'm, I'm telling you, they like to come over here and play with me, and I'm trying not to be like that because I welcome it. What's the name? Look, Carisha. I enjoy everybody being in the country. I always have. I love my Latin brothers and sisters. I mean Latin fellow Americans. I love them. I like some Indian people. I love all the cultures. But what you will not do, is come from your countries with that anti-black racism and start talking shit about foundational black Americans or even America. America is what it is. This is an issue that black people have with our country. And so, and we'll handle it. But we don't need y'all to bring y'all ass over here trying to tell us what we're not doing or what we should do. Because if it wasn't for what we've done and continue to do, you want to have your ass over here escaping and running away from your motherfucking homeland. So shut the fuck up finally. Just hush. And just say thank you. When you see a foundational black American, thanks, just say thank you. And stop trying to be a smart ass. Because it is because of us that you're able to leave that shithole that you have the nerve to wave a flag for in this country. But then when ISO, somebody come after your ass, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Close your mouth. Just go on and enjoy the benefits that were given to you just because you are not black, because you are not a foundational black American. So humble thyself, God damn it. Anyway, well, I said the president Trump needs to be the president. And so when we get to screaming about, we're going to get the first Democrat as the Senate in Texas. Y'all hoping it's Jasmine Crockett. I couldn't care less. But it's interesting that if y'all been paying attention to that race. See, I just got through talking about how fucked up the Democratic Party is. And guess who else said the Democratic Party fucked up? Jasmine Crockett. They want the Tellerico guy to win because they don't even want her. But all she's ever done was play the Keisha role. The Keisha role. And let's see. Hold on a minute. Ooh, let's get you a report. Hold on one second. Boom. And boom. Let me see. There you go. And let's go. Oh, let's go. And let's go. I'm just getting all this off. You can't set it on here. Aha. Okay, what else you got going on? Who's this? Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. All right, so anyway. But yeah. So anyway. Yeah, so we're going to get it together one day and understand him being the president should help us to recognize what these black the Democrats, it doesn't matter if they're black. If they're a Democrat, they lying. AOC, the Ilhan Homar, whatever the hell name is, all of them, they just playing black folks. They're just playing this, and we need to cut it. We need to wake up and and smell the coffee eventually. And Jasmine Crockett won't even say out loud. I think she did. She said she recognized the racism in the Democratic Party. We tried to tell you, Jasmine. You around here buck dancing, bed wenching for this party against your own people. Jasmine Crockett then compared the LGBT to the plight of black folks doing civil rights. She's played down reparations. But let me tell you what she just did though. What they did with Taylor now, the late night host that's been fired from his show, uh, uh, Colbert, talking shit about the president when he out of there now. He picked Tallarico to interview his late night show. Tallarico got $2.5 million. Let you know that they're behind him than Jasmine Crockett. I don't have no sympathy for her. Because even on the campaign trail, all she talks about is immigrants, LGBT, Hispanics. She never mentions black people. None of the Democratic people, except when they want to use us in the campaign. Now, she's talking about, I just read something where she was saying, well, we believe in reparations. Reparations should be studied. But at first, she didn't care nothing about no damn reparations. But then she gonna try to hold Tellerico. He said he won't even mention reparations or something like that. No, Jasmine. No, you're the one who's supposed to be all this Miss Black woman, Miss Black, Black, Black. But I keep telling black people, pay attention to how these Democrats speak about you. Let me give you another example of how you stand your ass, can't stand us. Y'all see that jackass Gavin Newsom? He's sitting there on stage in Atlanta talking to the mayor of Atlanta, and I'm telling y'all something. Y'all not paying attention. That's why I pay attention. All these folks that get to be with these high elite white people, and they're black, they're either homosexuals, member of a Divine Nine organization, or they're boule. Got it? This Negro sat there and grinning like a Negro Cheshire cat. When that asshole, Gavin Newsom, he is an asshole, a racist asshole. He said, I'm like you. Let me tell you, my IQ 960, and I barely, I can't read a speech. You never noticed? Have you ever noticed? I've never been able to read a speech. I'm dyslexic, but I'm just like you. Y'all hear this motherfucker? He said, I'm stupid and I'm slightly retarded, so that's how I can identify with you as black people. But yet we still keep saying Trump is a racist, Trump is a racist. And you can do that. Because you don't know, I know. But how come y'all can't recognize the racism in politicians that y'all do like, black folks? Joe Biden kicked it off. No, really, Hillary Clinton kicked it off. Bill Clinton kicked it off. Joe Biden, Bill Clinton, Hillary, and Joe Biden again. If you don't know where to vote for me or Trump, you ain't black. I don't want my kids to attend no racial jungle. That was his attitude about integration of the schools in the 70s. I don't want my kid to attend no racial jungle. And the super predator shit came out with him and Hillary Clinton and then governor of New York, that woman, what she say? See, black kids in the Bronx, you show them a laptop, they'll lose their fucking minds. They've never seen a laptop. They don't know anything about the internet. Those poor little niggas. It's amazing. But y'all see, I have a problem with having a real conversation with people about politics, so they won't be fair. On the left side of those who claim to be liberal, they won't tell the truth. Racism is eating your ass up, but you won't say anything about it because it's a Democrat and you're part of the Democratic Party. I can tell you they racist fucking Republican. I'm not even Republican. I'm an independent. So I can see both sides, but you can only see one side. That's who CNN and MS Now told you to see. He's a racist. He this and that. Just cut it out. And these who else? Gavin Newsom just said that weird shit. Oh, Biden always said weird shit. Bill Clinton, remember he attacked the sister soldier? He didn't really go down, and black folks still voted for him. Remember that? Joe Biden said that weird shit about black folks and continued to. Black people still voted for him. And this is another thing I'm noticing with these black folks, this Trump derangement. They try to do a compare and contrast with the president, current president, but they reach back and compare him to Barack Obama. No, goddammit. Barack Obama had been the president since 2012. You mean y'all supposed to compare him to Joe Biden? How come y'all don't compare President Trump to Joe Biden? Y'all think y'all slick. See, this is the disingenuous nature that I don't like. President Barack Obama wasn't no goddamn savior, but y'all treat him like that. That man is awful. Ask the continent of Africa when he went around there trying to force them to accept homosexuality or face economic sanctions. Kamala Harris did the same thing, and we got to see it on social. See, when Barack did it, we didn't catch it all, but social media caught Kamala Harris' ass over there, and they roasted her ass. But you never know. Have you ever known of a conservative or a Republican administration sending representatives to other countries, forced him to accept homosexuality? That's a sick ass party. What the president said in his State of the Union, they're all crazy. He wasn't lying. Anytime you try to take away the power of parents from minor children as relates to them thinking they want to transition into another gender, but you try to make it where a 5-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old don't have to ask their parents permission to get that life-altering surgery, you a sick son of a bitch. Anytime you think it's okay for a full biological man just because he decided to put on lipstick and a wig to play volleyball, basketball, run track, swim against actual biological females, you a sick son of a bitch. And that's just to name a couple. But if it were not for conservative or Republican white women, there wouldn't even be a challenge against that weird stuff. Because black people just sitting silent like it's not affecting them. Women, I think they just started talking about it. You know who didn't say nothing about it? Y'all Lord and Savior Michelle Obama. She ain't say nothing about it. She's so busy being a feminist, anti-black male misandrist and a misandrist general that they pretend they don't see that stuff, the very stuff they're pushing. See, that's the party you want. They'd rather shut down the country because illegals are getting kicked off of Medicaid and kicked off insurance panels. Y'all want to shut the country down because they want to make sure that voting base continue to get an easy ride off of your tax dollars. Well, they pay taxes too. How the fuck they pay taxes? Y'all lying. How you pay taxes? You're not even a citizen. How you do that? Somebody help me. That means somebody's been looking the other way. See, all of it is a game. But isn't it interesting whenever the illegals come over, they put them in the black neighborhoods? Y'all ain't never pay attention to that either. Asians, like I said, the Asian lady told it. They say, hey, you can have a loan, but you can't put it in these white neighborhoods. You can put it over there with the Negroes. Arabs, Asians, they got the Africans, whatever part of Africa they from. They got them in the black neighborhood talking shit. All of them get the same script. Talk shit to black folks at your corner store. Talk to them like they ain't got good sense. But whenever I go into these African stores, these Asian stores, these Muslim or Arab stores, they are so happy to see me leave. Because I pose questions to them about their homeland. And then get into a little politics, then they kind of stop talking. They look at me like, oh my goodness, what you know about that? I read, motherfucker. I watch the news. I know the average person that come in here in these little corner hood stores, they want a cigarillos, backwoods, and beers, and loose cigarettes. So when I come in there, I'm coming in to buy any drug paraphernalia or anything to change my mood or alter my reality. I come in with a fresh mind. Let me get this scent orange Fago. Let me get a bag of these Funyuns. And oh yeah, let me get that 3-piece over there you just cooked, the wings over there. Because see, I don't come in there to buy drug paraphernalia. Beer, I don't buy no beers, none from their ass. Because when I ask a question, it's going to be sober. I'm really curious. How you get over here and get so comfortable in this black neighborhood? Then they get nervous and act like it's so. Yeah, I do. Whenever I go to a foreign store, I tend to, when I go to an immigrant store and they're black, I ask them questions. Hmm. And they so happy to ring my stuff up and get me out of there. It, it's fine. I don't care. I wish more of us did that. But you have to know yourselves in order to behave this way. You have to know your worth in order to behave this way. We have to understand what Dr. Claude Anderson was trying to tell us in 1995. They're here to replace you, black man, black woman. While we so busy going back and forth with each other, they already got a strategy around to try to erase us, but you can't. Because I think we're gonna finally get some sense that we can get rid of this buffer class of blacks who would stand there to try to keep everybody in power just so they can get their couple of nickels. Oh yeah, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, Trump said, let him cook. Let him cook. I know it pisses a lot of folks off, but let him cook. He's doing this thing. Yeah, we all know he old, but he sound like an old man doing that State of the Union. State of the Union. I know a lot of y'all trying to compare him to Biden. You can't. President Trump has never fallen up steps, not once, twice, but 3 times, and one try, and 3 tries. He never done that. Now, has he had some has he misspoken? Yes. But just flat out mumbling, and some of Israel, and Jill, and my son, and Jill. No, he hasn't done that. So y'all just stop it. Stop it with the cognitive mind conversation. He old. Guess who else? Ronald Reagan ass is out of there during his last term, but he skated through that second term. But Ronald Reagan was out of there cognitively. So y'all just hush. Man finishes 4 years. He can't run again. And if you're so into politics, how about you begin the process of getting politics to work for you? And I'm talking to black folks. All this getting all worked up because there are black people who won't join you and cussing them out. Man, that shit is old. How can we get some of this money? We don't have our mind on money. We'd be too busy trying to escape through line dancing, through rap, through gospel music and church. We be trying to escape instead of being present and participating in this capitalism. But anyway, it's your man Rico the Opinionist. I got some more stuff to say, but I need y'all to go ahead and do this for me. If y'all have any questions, let me see what's going on. Oh, hey Uncle, what's up? What's up, Donald Duck? I've been all up here. Let's see, Persia is coming. You can wait. Let's see. Hey Uncle, what's up? What's up, Donald Duck? Black Panther is nice. Okay, Samuel Jackson is your father. Okay, some trolling going on. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. What's up? Love, bro. What's up? What's it? Enos or Ronald? What's up? How y'all doing? I just need y'all to press that like button, man, and then share. Because if you have any questions or comments, I'll read them. But if it's troll comments, I'm going to look past them. But I appreciate you. If you can like on your way in, that'll be great. Who is Enon Arona? I don't know, but what's up? Love. We said love, bro. Peace. Yeah. So black people, while we're here, let's participate like adults. And stop all this getting involved in and drum and all of that. That's stupid. It's so stupid. It's useless. Oh yeah, run this by y'all. No, I even saw the guy at the British Film Awards when he supposedly had Tourette's and holler, woo woo, nigga. No, yell the N-word out. And people are getting on his little retarded ass. And this is nothing against those who have Tourette's. It's a real deal. Isn't it interesting how all of a sudden when those 2 black men were on stage, Michael B. Jordan and the Centers and Malcolm X, Delroy Lindy, they were on stage, and all of a sudden he get a whoo whoo N-word, whoo whoo N-word. Isn't that something? Even the so-called diagnosed is racist. And some people are trying to defend them. Damn right, just like David Banner said, to put hands on that white boy. and Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindy. Don't go back to that because over in Europe, they're racist as crap. I'm talking about America's racist shit. America it was created out of England, Britain, and all of that. The original white folks live there. But one thing about it makes us different from the folks and the black folks over in England. We get on their ass. They sit around, it's cut around anything. See, white folks run over them in Britain. In Britain and London and Britain, white people run over them. Those blacks over there, those Africans, those so-called Britain American, Britain black Americans. But over here, we let them have it. You know, we don't let that kind of stuff pass with us. But you have, the so-called uppity elite blacks. Well, you don't let them bring down your level. Oh, hell no. If he had yelled a Jewish slur, the British awards would have been shut down for the next 5 years. If he had yelled a war against homosexual, back it, back it, he would have been, his ass would have been probably had charges pressed on him, and that award show would have been shut down, or at least they would have bleeped it out. Now they ain't bleep it out. They wanted the world to see the disrespect. So, y'all, come on, black people, let's do this. We say, he said, man, that dude meant that. Of course he did, even through his psychological cognitive diagnosis. He hollering the N-word. Just cut it out. Quit playing. These people ain't never been playing. Why do we? Anyway, I'm not saying not be friends. People, what you say about protecting them is wild. Yeah, they're protecting him. It's a mess. People think that's no, he has a mental diagnosis. Yeah, but they know how to be cool when there's certain people. And then he had two men up there. All of a sudden, the N-word dropped. Isn't that something? Now I'm glad there are people getting on his ass. And those British white folks over there, y'all know y'all get away with it over there. Don't bring your ass over here with that if you want to. Y'all saw the sheriff being swung around in Alabama at that boat dock. Y'all know the term "fuck around and find out." Y'all know what that means. I say, never use such a. Yeah, you better keep it over there and bully those blacks who live over there across the pond, wherever the fuck that is. You stay over there. If you bring your ass over here, yeah, you're gonna be held accountable for the use of that word. See, where else white folks have their way with blacks? Not over here though. No, we miss out on a lot of things, but straight disrespect to our face, oh no. See, that's why foundational black Americans are the coolest, the trendsetters, the toughest. Because we actually fought here and continue to fight and stand. Sometimes we fight in zigzag directions on some weird stuff, but we'll let them know we will get up. But the black folks that live in them countries, our white folks running circles around their ass, talk to them like dogs. And Nigeria and parts of Africa are the worst offenders. How y'all outnumber white folks and they control all of y'all? I'm going to give you just an example. 1 million Africans are being controlled by 5,000 white folks. You got to help me make that make sense. Majority of America is white, but black folks stood up and will continue to stand up. And we don't be quiet. But the million Africans over there, that's okay. We'll let our white Jesus deliver us. And then when they get black men over there and black women, shout out to Winnie Mandela, because Nelson was bought off. He was about broken. But Winnie Mandela, whenever, and they got the brother, Ibore, what's his name? Itore, that brother. They mad about him because he's standing up trying to get dignity back to that part of Africa, that country he's representing. They're fighting on that. Not just white folks, but Africans. Can y'all believe that? How are you in Nigeria and Chinese come over there and open up stores and say niggas allowed in Nigeria? And it took them a while. They even had a whole mall that said niggas were not allowed. They had restaurants. I said, I don't understand that. How y'all outnumber somebody in these African countries and they control y'all? I tell you why. When we talk about the slavery, the American cattle slavery, and how we had these fiddlers and these bootlicks on the plantation snitch every plan of escape. Master, I just heard them. They talk about escaping. They talk about running. Well, Africans got the same bootlicks over there. Let's see. What do you mean we all get up? Have you gotten up yet? I don't see it. Well, Stevie Wonder, open your fucking eyes. Come on, I don't see it. Who asked you? You ain't got to see it, goddammit. I don't see it. Eat a dick. Because we're here. Because you here lets you know we got up. Wow, we got up. Julie? What's that, Juliet? Because we're here. And because you're able to have your ass on here talking. Because of our effort. Could have been zigzag with it, but we did more. We did more and do more than blacks in other countries do. That's why when they come over here, ain't nothing but envy. They say, damn, all the things they've done to these people, from slavery to slave codes to Jim Crow to all of that, and slick ass systematic things, and we're still here and we're still pushing, we're still telling you now what? Not these blacks in these other countries, not certainly not in these Latin countries, these African countries. So yeah, now once we get ourselves together, we'll be good. But even in our appeared to be our ragliness, we still doing better than what the blacks do in other countries. Then come over here and have the nerve to try to say some side-eye stuff about black America, foundational black America. You don't get your little conquered ass on back to your little colonized ass on back to your country, coward. Yeah, they be killing me. Gone. And again, I love the various immigrants that have come over to the country legally. Love them. You know, when they come over, and know them act friendly. But they're ones who come over who ain't shit. They think they're better than blacks. We have to let you know on here, on social media, and in your face. Take your weird ass back. You're suffering. You're scared to open your mouth. Don't come over here in this democracy and start flexing your wings and all that. No. Humble thyself, jerk. And say thank you to foundational black Americans once you get your ass over here. Yeah, and getting all the grant dollars that's supposed to be going to foundational black Americans, but you can go under people of color or immigrant group and get the money that's supposed to be earmarked for foundational black Americans. I said, I don't run out of breath talking about that shit. Well, I said, everybody else is on red alert that Trump is the president except for black folks. Instead of us gathering ourselves, building an economic and political fence around our group like we should have done 50 years ago. Now, when we were directly being Jim Crowed and directly, systematically, like really hardcore, discriminated against and attacked, outwardly attacked, we had some everything because we understood. They ain't let us have none, so we might as well create it and build it ourselves. But that goddamn 1960s civil rights bullshit, where these four group blacks, they didn't fight for human rights. They didn't fight for self-determination, self-actualization, self-sufficiency. They fought so we can be integrated into a burning house a la Dr. Martin Luther King. Because they wanted particular trinkets for themselves as individuals. These four groups of blacks, and they're still running their retarded asses, they little bootlick, sellout asses today. Black Greeks, black homosexuals, black preachers, and the boule. These groups of Negroes, they're the ones who led that civil rights movement. Instead of doing what Malcolm wanted and what Marcus Garvey attempted, that is human rights. Human rights, the same rights that white folks have, the same rights that LGBT, the same rights that Asian immigrants, every immigrant has that comes over here, they have human rights, but just to add a little sprinkle, a little icing on the cake, they let them pull away civil rights as well. They had double coverage, human rights and civil rights. We only had civil rights. So that's why we get treated so inhumanely, because we didn't fight for what we were supposed to. Yeah, I said it. I'll debate any mother lover about that. I don't respect nobody who begged for freedom. They don't. Anybody, they can just kick an ass and they get ready, put up a fight. Those 4 groups of blacks are to blame. When y'all hollering Trump's a racist, let's talk about the bootlicks and the cows that sold us out. And they're still doing it. But anyway, y'all, I have to get up. I just want to say, y'all be cool. Again, while you're in here, please press that like button. And y'all go off in the comments. I don't mind. No, but I'll talk to y'all later. Okay, yeah. I'll talk to y'all later. We'll talk again. Peace.